welcome to Tuesday Bluesday. Name that I just came up with right now for this thing. Let's see if this works. Man, I'm still such a freaking noob when it comes to this thing. Let me know if you can see me and hear me by putting yes in the chat. That would really help me out. Yo, what's up, Rakunas? What's up? Can you hear me? Okay, nice. It's working. It's working. Yes. That's so awesome. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Okay. So what I had in mind for this stream right here is nothing other than just chilling, chatting, talking about what we can do in the future in terms of streaming, because I've always really wanted to get into streaming and get more of a I don't know, direct contact with you, you know? I'm gonna just close the window real quick so that we don't get disturbed. So yeah, I'm just sitting here playing some guitar. I was actually planning to do a script, but I'm finished with another script about another band. I can't really tell you guys what band I'm making a video about. It's kind of a confidential thing. I know it sounds weird because usually I've been very open about, you know, what videos that I'm creating on here on Instagram. If you guys send me a message on Instagram or Twitter or wherever. Here's Wonderwall. What? Hey bro, did you delete your old videos? They were awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I actually did. Or I didn't delete them, but I put them on private mode so that they aren't available online anymore. And the reason for that is because man, I've told this story so many times to so many different people. Maybe I should just include it in one of my future videos so that people know what's actually happening. But yeah, I had this copyright strike on the channel actually quite some time ago, and yeah, I had to take down about 20 to 30 of my videos, which is kind of a big bummer, you know. But that's what YouTube has become these days. But then again, it was kind of my fault as well. I mean, I used a lot of content that wasn't mine, you know. It's very easy just to search up stuff on Google and use that for whatever you want to create videos about, and then once you just put it in your videos and you don't think about it for a while, but all of a sudden you might get a message one day saying like, hey dude, this is my photo, why do you use this without my consensus, you know? And you hear these horror stories about people that send you, you know, that send you these bills of like $10,000 and sue you, which is, you know, that's the last thing that I want to happen to my channel. Your mic is a bit low. Okay, sorry. Can try to fix that. Usually what I do is the cable for this microphone is about to get ruined. It's like it's not functioning the proper way. Okay, do you hear me? You hear me better now, probably, when I sit like this. Okay, let's set this up like that. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Okay, so what's up? Please use keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less currently. Currently keyframes are not being sent often enough, which will cause buffering. The current keyframe frequency is 10.4 seconds. Note that ingestion errors can cause incorrect GOP, group of pictures. Huh, okay. Man, I'm still new to this whole streaming thing. Such a noob. Yeah. So you can hear me now. The mic is a bit better. The volume. That's good. Okay, so what's up? I'm just sitting here and chilling, playing some guitar. I'm practicing this song for the Dead, a Queen's by can't speak right now. A Song for the Dead is a song by Queens of the Stone Age, as I'm sure you might know. I'm not sure. So, I know that quite a few people that watch my channel are into Queens of the Stone Age, but you know, there's different fans of different bands out there, right? But this is a really, really awesome song. I'm sitting in art class right now. Ah, man, that's such a bummer. You should just sneak out and watch my channel. What's your opinion on the Sex Pistols? I haven't really listened to them enough to say anything about them, honestly. There's a tiny audio desync at the moment. Okay, so what does that mean? Oh, so the picture frame and the way I'm speaking, it's the audio and video is not syncing up. That's basically what you're saying. Oh, Jesus Christ. I got I'm sure I'll get better at doing these streaming things along the way. Odd One says, "Hey Lee, good to see you kept your hair." Yeah, I mean, should I cut it? I didn't plan on cutting it anyways. But I gotta cut it sometime in the future when I have the money for it. That's the thing. Or I do have money. I do have money to cut my hair, but it's just like everything in Norway is really freaking expensive, you know. The words became what the words came before the flip flaps of your mouth. Hello, dude from London. Good to hear. Uh, are you a dude from London? Because I'm not from London. If that's what you're trying to say there, I'm from Norway. Jeg er norsk. Selvfølgelig er jeg norsk. Hva var det du trodde? Jeg bor jo i Oslo, liksom. Okay, I'm gonna stop speaking Norwegian for... If you don't understand Norwegian, it's a bit selfish. Hørtes litt ut som det var norsk slash svensk. Ok, ja. Ja, det er noen som sier jeg har litt aksent. But yeah, can you guess what song this is? I don't know if you can hear the guitar at all because the mic is really fucking up here. But um, is it? Let's see here. What's your Odd One asks, "What's your thoughts on Tool's new album? Did it live up to your expectations?" Nope, it did not. It did not live up to my expectations at all. Uh, I mean, the first song, the title track, is really good. Vernaculum. I love that one. Is it too late to go driving? What do you mean? Is it late enough to go driving? I don't get what you're saying here. Jeg heter også lite etternavn. Ja, du gjør det? Kult. Det er jo ganske normalt etternavn, da, så jeg er ikke så veldig heldig der. Haha, no, I'm from London. No, amplifier and mason jar water is the way to go. Yeah, mason jar, yeah, of course. I mean, these are my roommates' mason jars, I guess, but we borrow it from each other since we live together. But they got the idea of doing this in the first place. I'm actually using this thing right here, like a water bottle, more of a standard thing, I guess. I don't know. Are you planning on making other David Bowie videos in the future? Stepping Stone asks, and of course I am. I mean, you probably saw the book that I had in this video the other day that I released about Pixies, because there were some quotes that David Bowie had about the Pixies and how they like had this very unique sound. And so I have this book right here. I don't know if you've seen this one, but this is The Piper at the Gates of Dawn by John Kavanagh. And yeah, it's basically a book about the first album of theirs. It's a really interesting book by 33 and Third. And yeah, I also have this other book right here. It's like underneath my bed, but it's an amazing book about David Bowie, Norwegian book. JD says new Tool was ass. Yeah, but what can you expect, right? These guys had so much pressure on them. How can you live up to that pressure, right? What action do you have on your guitar? This cheapo guitar right here, which is actually my favorite guitar, is I don't know what. I don't really know that much about the English terms for like guitar bridge and actions, but I don't know if you can see this one. This is the one on this one. I have for the Epiphone Les Paul. It's this one. Again, I gotta do research on this. I'm still a freaking noob when it comes to guitar. And then I have an Ibanez as well, which has this Floyd Rose. That's the one that I know. Is it too late to go driving? Blah blah blah. I'm gonna look through some of your comments here because I guess this has turned into somewhat of a Q&A. Bluesday Tuesday. That's what I call this stream. What's your Radiohead album? Oh, I have a lot of Radiohead albums. I have OK Computer, I have The Bends, I have Pablo Honey, I have Moonshaped Pool, I have everyone. No, but I guess you mean my favorite album. I'd have to say OK Computer, although that's probably the most generic answer. Oh hey, never seen you live before. Great videos. Hey, thanks, man. I have the exact same water bottle right next to me. Haha, with the red rubber tip. Yeah, you know what? This actually looks like I've. People are gonna joke about me from now on, but it looks like I pissed in this one. It's kind of green. It has this green tint. I don't know if you can see this, but there's like some fucking algae or something growing underneath in my bottle, and I've thought about stopping to drink from it. Yeah, I probably better stop. I'm gonna get some type of weird sickness or something. Oh man. Haha. I was just referencing the song you were playing. Oh, but that's no, that's not Radiohead. That's it was a song by Queens of the Stone Age. Just let me switch my guitars here. Song for the Dead. Can't you hear? Can't you hear? Oh fuck. You good, Martin? I am, thanks. That's good to hear, man. Yeah, man, algae can be good. Yeah, maybe it's actually healthy. Maybe I've found like the cure for cancer or something. Like who knows, right? Who knows? Are you a Muse fan? And if so, did you like their last album? I haven't really listened to their last album, to be honest. But I think they've gone in a very weird direction, from what I've heard. I mean, I've heard the singles, right? And it doesn't sound really good. My favorite album by them is probably Origin of Symmetry, so their second album. And I am a big fan of like all their albums up until The Resistance, and that's like the last great one. There was some really good songs, some good tracks on Second Law as well, and I actually saw them live during that tour. The second, um, fuck, I'm forgetting the name of the tour. It was probably just called the second. Fuck it. My mind is blurring up now. I've been working too much today, but I saw them during that tour, at least, and that was amazing. Um, they're a really good live band, to be honest. Stepping Stone has a question, or he comments, sorry for asking so many questions, man. Hey, don't worry, ask as many questions as you want, okay? That's what Bluesday Tuesday is about. It's about hanging out and asking questions and having fun and chilling and looking at my posters. Um, Sorry for asking so many questions, man, but I've been a huge fan since the Sid Barrett video. Wow, okay, then you're an old fan. And it's a big surprise that you are so interactive with your audience and answer to your questions. Yeah, I mean, I think I've been very I've been lucky, and I've been conscious enough to know that this is not something that I should take for granted. The fact that I can have this as my job, you know. I'm barely making enough money to sustain myself from this YouTube channel every month, but it's just enough, and I intend to keep it. Of course, I want to expand what I'm doing here, and I want to grow and stuff like that. But my main focus is just creating great videos and keeping guitar music alive, and also just create interesting videos, an interesting video series um, about rock music history, because I love the history behind the music. I love to figure out like the small details behind every single album and the artists and stuff like that. Hey Nick, what's up? Arcade Fire. Oh, that's such an awesome band. Okay, my wife is going through labor and my son is about to be born. I gotta go. What the hell? Okay, that's crazy. Nice videos, man. Keep up the live. What the hell? Okay, free CLMB. I wish your wife the best of luck. I wish you the best of luck with Giving birth. Uh, Jesus Christ. That's like that's like my dream come true for this channel, just to have someone watching the channel while they're having birth. Like, oh, sorry, honey, I just gotta. Lee Likes Music just released this live stream. I gotta watch this shit. That's crazy. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that song opens with "It's late enough to go driving." Which song? Which song are you talking about? Are you a Strokes fan? Lob asks. Lobsang. Yeah, I am. But I'm actually a bigger fan of the Voids, which is crazy. I think there's probably there's tons and tons more people that are fans of the Strokes compared to the Voids. But I don't know. For some reason, I just like the Voids even better. Not to discredit the Strokes. I love their stuff as well. But you know, I have an affinity for stuff that's weird, and the Voids are just way weirder than the Strokes. You know. Stepping Stone asks favorite classic rock band. Uh, I think I probably have to be very predictable here and say the Beatles, because I don't know, there was something special about those guys. There's a reason why they're so big. They're way experimental. They're so experimental yet so classic and so poppy and so good. They did everything, you know, while at the same time being accessible. They like it's like they drew those polarities of music. They just kind of stretched them to the furthest extent, you know. They created a pop song which was catchy and had a great hook, but it also had a sitar. Like, what, you know? They were probably also some of the first people to they were some of the first people to have make guitar music really popular. Of course, you had people like Jesus Christ, Elvis, and man, my mind is really skipping me here. Little Richard, for example, is a great example. These people have made rock music popular too, but the Beatles really took it to a whole new level. You know, they were the first like modern rock band in a sense. So that's the long question to your answer, Stepping Stone. Harm van de Weem. Hey man, what's up? What instruments do you play? And at what age did your love for music start? Andres Dixon asks. I play the guitar, obviously. I have a few guitars. I have this one, this one. I did play a little bit of piano before as well, but I stopped. And I did play a little bit of bass as well. Actually, I wanted to play drums because I don't know. I just love the power of that instrument. But I got my a guitar for Christmas when I was 13, and around that time, you know, secondary school, you get a bunch of new friends, and all the friends that I got at that time were interested in music, and so we started sharing music back and forth. We started listening to bands like Queens of the Stone Age, Muse, Mastodon, what more? White Stripes, Led Zeppelin, bands like these, and yeah, talking about Led Zeppelin, here we have my little fabricated poster. So yeah, that was a really good time. I loved that period because there was just so much new stuff. I also started listening to like very old bands as well. Like you wouldn't imagine teenagers, 13, 14-year-old kids listening to back in 2008 and 9, like King Crimson, for example. Wow, like what the hell, you know? What's your opinion on bad people making good music? Bad people making good music. I think. Hmm. Well, we have an example with this with what's his name, like XXX Tentacion, because he was, and a lot of these other rappers as well. have been conducted and have done a lot of shitty stuff. But I think you can listen to their music and still appreciate the music for what that is, and then the person is another thing. You know, it's like when you make a piece of art, that piece of art doesn't necessarily need to represent what you're doing. I keep hearing a lot of people saying like, yeah, we should just ban this person's music because he or she did something illegal. But why? It's not like the music is going to hurt you. It's not like you are directly supporting the person in any way if you listen to their music. I mean, I don't know if you know the history of Charles Manson. He was a mass murderer back in 1969, I think. Killed a bunch of people, and yeah, overall just a lunatic, crazy guy. But I love his music. He had an amazing voice. But of course, that doesn't take my opinion away from what he did, right? Anyways, that's the long answer. Do you think there's Nick Sideropoulos also asks, do you think there's a separation between the artist and their music? Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. I guess that statement that I mentioned earlier on concluded that. Neuroro, wow, that's an amazing name. Neuroro asks, I'm curious, how do you draw your animations? I can show you. Or actually, maybe I shouldn't show you. It's a secret. No, let's see here. Browser view. Yeah, actually, I can't show you. It's a little bit hard because I don't know exactly how to change the settings here. But what I can tell you is that I'm using Adobe Animate. And actually, if you are really interested in knowing how I do this, then I can teach you. The best way for me to do that is if you just send me a private message over on Instagram, and maybe we can arrange something over there, you know. Maybe I can tell you a little bit more. Let's see here. Lopsang Chopfel says, I love Electric Light Orchestra, and they have a particular style which I have not been able to find anywhere. I've listened a little bit to them, but they never really catch my attention that much, to be honest. I don't know why. Play David Gilmour, please. Actually, I don't know any David Gilmour songs. I wish I did. Dude, my friend has the same guitar, and I'm a drummer. Ah, like this? That's pretty awesome. It's a very cheap guitar, but I like it. It's actually my first guitar ever. I think this Gibson guitar that I have, or this Epiphone guitar, is a little bit better. Like in terms of just the overall quality. And especially my Ibanez guitar is even better. But yeah, I'm thinking of buying a new guitar, but it has to be a guitar that's simple enough for me to use, because the Ibanez guitar is just like the maintenance part. I've never been able to learn the maintenance on a Floyd Rose bridge, and it's so frustrating, because everything I want to do is I want to sit down and I want to play the guitar. I don't want to fix the intonation. I don't want to, have a fucking tool set and use a drill to set up my guitar. It just doesn't make sense for me, It's crazy how that works. By the way, do you like this format? Do you want to see more of this kind of Q&A, hangout, guitar, chilling thing? Put yes in the comments, okay? Or if you don't like it, then put no. I will definitely make more of my weekly videos. This is just an experiment, Have you ever listened to The End by The Doors? Yeah, it's a really good song. Archie E says, listen to Coming Up Roses by Elliott Smith. It's a good song. Okay, I'll note it down. Coming Up Roses. Elliott Smith is pretty good. I love some of his music. Oh, where did the chat go? Where did the chat go? There the chat went. Ah, cool. Lopsang says yes. Harm says yes. Stepping Stone, yes. Andres, yes. Nyororo. Jesus Christ, I can't pronounce your name. Yep. All right, stay tuned for Bluesday Tuesday then. There's gonna be a lot more Bluesday Tuesdays coming on forward. Let's see what more we've got here. I believe the bassist for Queens of the Stone Age during Songs for Death was a bad dude. He still wrote some cool songs though. Yeah, Nick Oliveri. You're thinking of Nick Oliveri. He's a crazy guy. I mean, there was a story about him threatening his girlfriend with a shotgun or something, that he was about to shoot her and he was beating her up or something. I don't know. But that's kind of sad. And I think that was one of the reasons why he got kicked out of Queens as well. It was just a loose cannon. He was starting fights with fans and stuff as well. Damn, the camera or the light here is really weird. It looks like my face is like a glowing light bulb or something. That's so weird. Okay, maybe this is better. Yeah, this is a little bit better. Any of you guys played the Game Boy when you were younger? I picked up this at my mom and dad's place. Very nostalgic, right? I'm not really playing that much, but just for nostalgic reasons when I need to relax. Let's see here. Have you listened to Soviet rock? I discovered recently they have pretty interesting background stories. Soviet rock, like rock music from the Soviet Union? Or is it like a band called Soviet rock? Let me know. Let me know, dude. Let me know. I want to know. Do you remember? What do you mean, Jason? What do you mean, Jason? I don't know what you're saying, Jason. What am I supposed to remember? Very relaxed stream, dude. Thank you, Nephilim. Are you a fan of aliens? Isn't the Nephilim some type of alien race or something? I'm not sure anymore. I'm not sure anymore. Have you listened to Japanese rock music before? Rivers Kumo. Haha. we have a Weezer frontman lookalike here, or someone who's pretending to be the Weezer frontman. Hello, Rivers Cuomo. To answer your question, yeah, I've listened to Fishman. I don't know if you've listened to Fishman before, but that was something that was recommended in my Discord server by some of my other subscribers. And they actually have this, I think it's one single called Long Season, which is amazing. There's also this guy called Cornelius who sings in he sings in English and in Japanese, or maybe Chinese, I think. But he has this very, very harsh Japanese or Asian accent on his English, which sounds very original. You should definitely check it out. I can type it down. Cornelius. His name sounds European as fuck, but he's not from Europe. You are Kukumba. Am I Kukumba? What is that? I wanna search that up. Kukumba. What? Cucumber wrap? Okay. Rip Daniel Johnston. Is it his death day today? Or his birthday or something? Maybe I should start like a beatbox channel or something. Are there any plans for a future video about Led Zeppelin Kashmir? Not for the close future. I actually want to go a little bit deeper into like blues music and just exploring the roots of rock music. My videos, I don't know if you noticed with with my last video, but I want to make my videos a little bit more connected with the guitar. It's still gonna be like rock history and music history, and facts and stories behind the music, but it's also going to be more centered around like guitar, like how did this person play the guitar, what's this person's style of playing the guitar, if you know what I mean. So let's say BB King, or just another weird example that's far away from BB King, but like Billy Gibbons or Josh Homme or Jimmy Page, right? Who knows? So it's gonna be more centered around like guitarists. I'm thinking. Could you give us a little taste of a song of yours? Sure. I don't know if you can hear it that well with this mic, but I can try to play something. I really haven't made a lot of songs recently, but That's heavy, man. That's fucking heavy. Okay, we gotta do it in E standard though. So let's see here. Huh? What standard? Like, what tuning did I had? Did I have that in? Hmm. Just a little bit of jamming. It's not really a song that I made, but I don't know, something like that. Something like that. I really love improvising, and I want to get better at improvising. So I'm learning a lot of scales, and I'm trying to learn a little bit more music theory right now, because I've noticed that those people who have a better picture of what to do with the guitar when they have it in their hands, they usually know a little bit more about not music history. I know a lot about music history, but they know a lot more about music theory. They have a clear map of what music theory is, and they can map it out on the guitar. And they usually are much better at improvising, so I want to do more of that. But yeah. Are you going to be making a video about Robert Johnson? That might be a cool thing to do, yeah, for sure. But I can't say anything for sure right now. I actually have a finished script, um, and yeah, there's a video coming out in 2 or 3 days. Um, but actually, I'm a bit unsure which video it's gonna be because I have two videos that I'm working on at the moment. So we'll see. What do you think about Ways Blood? Ways Blood. I haven't heard about them. What's that? Is that a band or? Vapor the Vicious asks favorite King Crimson lineup. Personally loved Below, Tony, Kevin, Brufford, and Fripp, of course. Yeah, the thing is, I'm not. I haven't really traveled that much through the King Crimson discography, which is a little bit sad because I know that they have some amazing things. I checked out Tongues in Aspic, or what it's called, Larks in Aspic. But for some reason, it just didn't stick with me. I checked that out maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. But I don't know. I just love their first album. That's everything that I've listened to so far. I'm such a noob, I know, but I love what he did with David Bowie, like Robert Fripp. Some of the stuff that he did with Frippertronics, as they like to call it, is pretty cool. Winter Matter says if you want to conceptualize guitar and improvisation, look into modes. They're a powerful emotional tool. Yeah, I know. I'm looking into that as well. I have no idea what modes are. Uh, I know that they're a set of like form of systemizing music. But I'm learning scales at the moment, and I guess you have to learn scales before you learn modes. I'm a little bit unsure, but yeah, I'm gonna learn it for sure. Jacob asks, "Are you familiar with name Eden Abes?" Nope, not familiar with that, but I can Google it. I have Google at my fingertips. Eden Abetz. George Alexander Aberle, known as Eden Abetz, born 1908, died 1995, a year after I was born, was an American songwriter and recording artist of the 1940s to 1960s, whose lifestyle in California was influential in the hippie movement. He was known to friends and family as Abe. All right, cool. So he was like one of the pioneers of the hippie movement, I guess, right? And an artist. Nice. Okay, back to YouTube. Are you a psychedelic rock fan, and what's your opinion on Retro Tool? Uh, I would say I'm much more of a fan of progressive rock music, like classic progressive, such as Styx and Gentle Giant, and a little bit of King Crimson, and what more? Yeah, I guess those are the main ones. I love that type of music. I love some psychedelic stuff as well, like Tame Impala. Although Tame Impala is like way later. But what's a classic psychedelic rock band from the '60s? Oh, I know. Cream. Cream is amazing. I love those guys. Amazing rock band. But I haven't checked out Retro Tool yet. Ways Blood is a really good indie artist. Check out their song Everyday and Andromeda. All right, I'm writing it down. If you have any more suggestions, please type it down in the chat right now. And I might check it out. I can't say for certain, but I might check it out. You ever listen to Slint? Nope. Haven't listened to that either. You guys are poking holes in my musical mind here. They're like, oh, he's not an expert after all. No, I'm not an expert. I'm an expert on the stuff that I love, that I personally love. Have you listened to Black Midi, the band? If so, what are your thoughts? Nope, I have not listened to Black Midi. But you guys are certainly giving me a lot of stuff to check out, so that's good. I really love that. I was just thinking about you 1 hour ago, man. How's life? Oh man, Charles, what the heck? That's so awesome to have you here. Um, yeah, I mean things are going great. Things are going great, and uh, but at the same time, things are challenging. Um, because um, as I talked about earlier in the stream, I'm not making that much money from YouTube at the moment. I'm making enough to make a living off of it, but I'm having to live in a very frugal way and cheap way. So actually, I have to move back to. I'm gonna move in with my brother and pay a little bit less rent, and yeah, I have to set up some type of business around my YouTube channel. So I'm kind of building that right now. But yeah, anyways, how about you? It's so random to see you here, but awesome too. Dyer says you should definitely get into some Hendrix blues. Um, yeah, maybe I will. There's something about Hendrix. I like everyone loves Hendrix, and he's got some amazing songs. I gotta admit, but I've never really got him on my mind, if you know what I mean. I've tried to check him out. My brother is a huge fan of him, but I've never really been like Hendrix is a god. I've never been there, you know. What videos do you plan on making later? Um, I'm planning the next one of my next videos is a bit confidential. I can't say anything about that video um, because it's a little bit of a confidential project, which is making it even more exciting for me actually. But that's the thing. I'm trying to come up with some new ideas for a new video today. I was thinking maybe of making a video about Sandy Alex G. I don't know if you've heard about him. He's a very young guitarist, experimental guitarist, folk, country, alternative pop artist. He's made a lot of weird and also very interesting and good music. So I'm thinking of maybe making one about him. Thoughts on Julian Casablancas? Ramoyasa says. My thoughts on Julian Casablancas is he seems very depressed. I don't know if you've watched some of his interviews, but he seems like I saw this one interview with him where it was just like hunched over and like, yeah, yeah, I don't know. And he's talking. He doesn't have very. He's a very soft spoken guy. He doesn't say much. He seems like genuinely depressed, and I don't know why. Um, but yeah, I don't know. He has an amazing voice and an amazing talent. He's a very gifted person for sure. And I love his obsession with auto tune, like recently. I love that. Um, Winter Matter says if you play the major if you play the major scale or any other scale from a different note, you get a different mode. Huh? If you play the major scale or any other scale from a different note, you get a different mode. And they all have a very distinct color. Okay. Now this is the thing about music theory. It's so hard to understand, like, because you're talking about invisible forces, right? You're trying to put names on frequencies. And I guess if I was younger, I would have understand it even better if people had just teach me in the right way. But I'm having some trouble learning these things. But I'm gonna try my best to understand this. JD says you gotta listen to Spiderland by Slint. It's a classic punk album made by teenagers. Yeah, I've heard about that before. But isn't that like a post rock, post punk album? It's got to be post rock. I think I heard it was something like that. I don't know, but yeah, I've heard it's very good. It's supposed to be like a legendary band of sorts, or an album, legendary album. Eloy. Wow. Okay, that's a long time since I've heard that name being brought up. By the way, you guys, I mean, I love getting introduced to new music. I don't think I can check out like everything that is being recommended here, but I would love to. Um, Definitely check out King Crimson's Discipline. I will. I will. I will. That is one that I have to check out. I didn't think the last Arctic Monkeys album was any good, um, but I don't think they could have ever lived up to the expectations of AM either, because it was such a grandiose mass movement of a zeitgeist moment. It's really hard to live up to something like that. They had built so much momentum. It's crazy. Any plans on making videos about Rex Orange County? Well, maybe, maybe. I mean, he's sort of in the same category as Sandy Alex G, I guess. So yeah, maybe. Um, by the way, I wanna suggest an album to you so that you can have something like some homework to do. Let's see here. I think I've suggested this to some of my subscribers in the past as well. Talking to Plants full album. These guys they're a small band from somewhere in the US, and they do not get enough attention. They released an album in January of 2017, a couple of years ago, and this album is really good. It's not like super outstanding, like mind blowing, because if it was, I think more people would have discovered it by now. But it's a really, really good one, nonetheless. And I see people coming back to it over and over because there's some amazing songs in there that reminds me a lot of like Radiohead. There's some songs that remind me of Pink Floyd. They have this amazing flow throughout the whole album. I'm gonna link you to it. So I'm gonna put the link. Boom! There you go. There you go, my friendsters, my Lee likes musicers, or I don't have a nickname for you. Oh, by the way, I have a suggestion. I have a suggestion, but yeah, trying to show me some music theory here, Winter Matter. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I think it's a little bit too much for me right now. I watched a what's his name? Paulie D. Paul Davids. I'm watching some of his videos to learn some basic scales and stuff. I think I'm gonna try to go through that. And that I think that is exactly what he showed me, like the basic notes, basic like half step, whole step, semitone, full tone, stuff like that. Um, any chance of another video about Mike Patton or one of his projects? I also highly recommend his new album with Jean-Claude Vanier. Jesus. Yes, I will have to make. I have to make another video about Mike Patton at some point. Like there's just no, like that's not a discussion even. I didn't pick up on his latest release with Jean Claude, um, but but yeah, I yeah, I have to. I became very thoughtful now. For some reason, Mike Patton started to come into my mind, and I was like, ideas for new video. But yeah, I gotta make a video about some of his stuff because Mike Patton is an amazing, talented musician that deserves so much more attention, in my humble opinion. By the way, I know that you are guitarists, at least some of you, and I'm just wondering, like, what are some of the problems you're facing as a guitarist? What are some of the burning troubles that you have inside that you're just like, oh man, I wish I could do this, or I wish this didn't happen, or this is something that I've been struggling with lately, and if someone could help me, I would love it to happen, you know. I really want to figure out how I can provide more value for people out there, you know. And I know that I'm currently doing a lot of that with my YouTube channel, like in terms of music history and just the entertainment quality of what I'm doing. I think I'm doing something right. Otherwise, people wouldn't be watching, you know. But I want to make guitar music a little bit more of a central part of my videos. I don't want to become like a teacher like Paul Davids, so to speak, um, but like I want to help people solve problems, you know, related to guitar. And so I've been thinking about this for a very long time, but I've never really come up with some good answers. I know that people struggle with, you know, being disciplined, with, you know, picking up the guitar every single day. That can be a hassle. Using the pinky finger can be a troublesome thing that a lot of people struggle with, a lot of guitarists. Just learning music theory in general, there's a lot of guitarists that just skip that part and they just end up sitting down and playing whatever comes to their mind, you know. Um, and I also see that there's a lot of guitarists, a lot of very new guitarists, beginner guitarists out there that need some type of beginner system because they don't know where to start, because there's just an ocean of tutorials and videos about guitar out there, right? So I see that these are some of the issues, but I really want to ask you, like, what's your, if there's anything that I could help you with, like, what would that be, you know? Because I don't see myself as an expert. I played guitar for 6 years, so I guess I'm somewhat of an intermediate guitarist, and I really want to become pro, like, very soon, in some years. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. I think like Dyer says, a thing I have had trouble with are bends with vibrato on the top of the bend. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna write that down. But why do you want to learn that? Bends with vibrato on top. It sounds like an ice cream. Yes, I would like a bend with a vibrato on top. Thank you. I bought guitar 4 weeks ago. Okay, so you're a beginner in that case. I face the same issues you face, lol. I just find it hard to be. I just find it hard to come to terms with modes and theory. Okay, struggling with modes and theory. Okay, I'm noting this down because I just wanna, you know, remember what people have troubles with, because I really, really want to help people out there. You know, really. I don't know why I emphasize that so much. I guess I just really want to. Your understanding of the artists you cover's process is what draws me to your videos personally. I use it as an example of writing process, building, writing process building for musicians I work with. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm getting exactly what you're saying there, Loom, but damn, I'm getting very tired of speaking now. This is the most social I've been during the whole day. And I'm not even facing people. But I'm gonna have to go soon. So yeah, I guess I'll be on for another 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'm gonna have to close down shop. And yeah, next Tuesday I'm gonna try to do another live stream. So there's gonna be another Bluesday Tuesday uh, next Tuesday as well. At some point, I got frustrated with my guitar sound. I almost switched to a different instrument as my main one. And the problem was the wrong setup and gear, the wrong strings in particular. Ah, okay. Wrong strings and gear. That's interesting. I've never heard that one before. So, technical issues, I guess. Issues with gear. But actually, I've experienced that myself. Like with my Floyd Rose, my Ibanez guitar. It's been a hell ride. Because Floyd Rose is it's not an easy setup if you want to have like the perfect intonation and stuff. I mean, you need to know a few things about setting up the guitar. You have to be a fucking guitar tech to do that. It seems, at least from what I've learned so far. Process building in the form of what inspires an artist beyond the theoretical elements, philosophy behind the music. Ah, yeah, sure. Now I totally get what you're saying. Yeah, I've always been fascinated by that, and I keep getting back to some of the same people over and over and over again when it comes to philosophy behind music. I really love what Josh Homme is saying. I guess I'm biased because I've been a fan of him for forever, but um, it's interesting to listen to what that guy has to say about music because he's been so merged in the creative process of creating guitar music for decades, for so long that his language has kind of mutated, and he has this really interesting way um, of expressing himself and um, wording music and the process, like you say, about music and the philosophy around music. So I think that's super interesting to just see how music is kind of shaping people's minds and their vocabulary and all of that. I guess you can say I like to see I find it really interesting to have a look at the side effects of being in a musical environment for a long time. I That might be kind of strange, a strange interest, but I don't know. I kind of love that. Why so many messages here being retracted? That's so strange. Mm, Could I make a video on Marilyn Manson and his triptych and the golden age of grotesque? Um, Maybe. I've never been a fan of him, to be honest, but yeah, maybe. Anyways, I gotta go. It was super nice hanging out and chilling. Um, I guess there's a bit of a lag here, so I don't get to see all your replies at the end here. But I just wanted to thank you a lot for staying tuned. There's gonna be another Bluesday Tuesday next Tuesday. I'm gonna try for once to keep this live thing going because I really love just staying connected and chatting. Um, by the way, love what I'm doing here, and if you love my channel, if you also just love to just hold on a moment here. I just gotta answer Patreon. Hey, there's just some random messages popping up here. What the fuck? This is so weird. Okay, anyways, now I'm gonna go. If you love what I'm doing over on YouTube, and if you would love for those videos to keep being free, then I highly suggest you check out my Patreon account. You don't have to subscribe or I don't know, go in for the whole Patreon thing if you don't want to. It's just a suggestion, but it's something that can really help me out creating better content and just focusing more on doing what I do best, which is, looking into the history of different rock bands and stuff. I'm also offering some really awesome stuff over on Patreon if you're a new guitarist. I have this system, this blueprint, and a book and a course actually as well that can show you how to learn in the easiest and best way possible, so that you don't have to look through the ocean of YouTube tutorials out there. You can just have a system in front of you and you can go through the system in a step-by-step order. I'm still building out this course, but if you want to be a part of it, and if you, again, love what I do, then I would highly suggest to check it out. I'll put the link down there if you want to check it out. And yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.